Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sarah and I am pregnant with my second baby girl who is due in August. In today's pregnancy update, I'm going to be taking you through weeks 18 to 24, and as usual I'm going to be going through my 4 categories: baby updates, symptoms, cravings and milestones. So let's get straight on with it. Okay, baby updates. Baby is now as big as a pomegranate and is 11.5 inches long and 1.3 pounds. I didn't actually realise we'd gone into pounds yet, but that's quite exciting. Other updates are the baby's face is fully formed now, so she has all of her features, which again is a really exciting thought to see that if we did like a 4D scan, we'd be able to see who she looked like, although we're not going to do a 4D scan, but she's all there now. She doesn't have any hair. Well, she does have hair, but it's white. It has no hair colour yet. So that's interesting. I think the colour must come later. The skin is still translucent as there are no fat deposits yet, so as she gets bigger, she'll get fatter and then the skin will become normal. But at the moment it's still translucent, so you kind of see through it, which is a bit freaky. But also I'm 24 weeks now. I should have said that. I'm 24 weeks and about 4 days, so baby could be born, and I mean she should be severely premature but could survive, so she'd have translucent skin. But let's pray that doesn't happen. Also, something really exciting is that she can hear all the sounds now, so all the sounds in my body, but also mine and my husband's voices, and probably her big sister Sophia's voice. If you don't know, Sophia is 15 months old now, so she's very vocal, very chatty. She'll be about 18 months old when the baby is born. And also we have a dog, so this little baby is going to be used to all kinds of noises, and it's a lovely thought that she can now start to hear them and hopefully start to recognise our voices. That's kind of it for the main baby updates, so I shall move on to symptoms. One of my biggest and most annoying symptoms at the moment is back pain. I get it on my lower back here when I've been doing a lot. So if I've been cleaning a lot or up on my feet a lot or going for walks a lot. Lockdown is easing now, so things like farms and outdoor venues are opening up. So we did do a couple of those last week and it did suffer with my back as a result, just the walking around and the pushing of the pushchair. So I definitely need to remember to take it easy. I do have a back brace from my first pregnancy, which was really helpful, though it like supports it. It's just a lower one. I might do a second trimester must have, so I'll include it in that. I'm definitely getting some lower backache now. More than that is my upper backache, so about here, like across my back there. I think it's because things are growing. And I do have supportive bras on. I do have my post-surgery bras and also like proper maternity / nursing bras that I got last time. It still does hurt by the end of the day. There's just a lot of weight going on in this front area and my poor back is taking the brunt of it. Obviously also this time I'm picking up a 15-month-old, a fairly heavy child a lot, and that definitely takes a toll on my back as well. So that is one of the biggest symptoms that I've started getting in the past few weeks, I'd say. Another thing which I've had a couple of times is some sleep insomnia. It usually happens around 4 AM. I'll wake up and I just can't get back to sleep and I'm tired, but I don't go to sleep, like I'm wired, if that makes sense. I'll either go down and get some cereal, and sometimes then I can go back to sleep because sometimes I wake up because I'm hungry. But if not, I just go down and watch a bit of telly, to be honest, and then I try and have a nap later on in the day if I'm not at work. If I'm at work, it's a bit annoying because I just end up tired. I did get this a bit with Sophia last time as well, so I'm hoping it won't become a thing and that I'll be okay, but I think it's just one of those pregnancy things. Movements have been really strong, which is great. She's not as active as Sophia was, but I think again that's because I'm busier in the day, and so when I sit down at any point and rest, then I start to feel her kicking a lot, which is lovely. I've also started to feel her like move across the tummy now, not just kicks and things, but like full movements, turning and kind of moving about in there. And you can see it from the outside now, which is really exciting. And Joe can feel it from the outside. So Joe's my husband and obviously the baby's father. And that's lovely for him because it involves him. It means he gets a little taste of what I feel. It's all very kind of private and almost like a little secret as a mum. So it's lovely when the baby kicks like hard and you can feel it because he can get involved. My heartburn has been pretty consistent. It's not too bad yet. I've been getting it every day though, usually later on in the afternoon, and I have found some tablets that are working at the moment. Hopefully it won't get too bad. Last time in my last pregnancy I ended up on like prescribed medication because nothing worked and everything else made me sick. This was in the 3rd trimester though, so I'm hoping at the moment it stays manageable and that it doesn't get as bad as it did last time. It's often if I've eaten and then lay down, either like lay and chill on the sofa or like if I lay down on the bed, then it gets a bit worse. So I think as long as I sit upright after meals, it doesn't seem to be too bad. Also, certain foods obviously make it worse, like spicy or greasy foods, which is often what I'm craving. So sometimes I have to sacrifice and go just accept the heartburn for the greasy takeaway curry. Another thing that has been frustrating, so I guess it's kind of a symptom, is hay fever. I do suffer with hay fever anyway and allergies, but obviously I can't take any medication for it, so I just kind of have to suffer through. So I sometimes have taken like a nasal spray when I'm desperate. You can probably hear it in me right now, but it's all in my eyes, all in my nose. We've also had a cold in this house, so that's not helped because there's not really a lot you can take other than paracetamol. If you do know of any pregnancy safe hay fever or allergy medication or any remedies, please let me know, because I do suffer quite badly with it, particularly with things like sneezing and runny eyes and a stuffy nose, and it makes it hard at night to breathe and then I wake up with a dry mouth. So it's not really a symptom of the pregnancy, but the pregnancy is making it worse because I can't take anything. Okay, moving on to cravings now. There has been one major craving and it's really random. It's not something that I need every day, it's just that I fancy it a lot. Like, I really want to have it a lot. I'll often have it for lunch, and that is a cheese and pickle sandwich. So grated cheese and Branston pickle. That is doing it for me. I don't know why, I just like it. I just really like it. I had it from like a store-bought one, and then ever since then I've thought, yeah, that is ticking the boxes for me. Yeah, I make one of those pretty much every day for lunch. It's also really easy to make. Other things that I'm enjoying, again, they're not cravings. I don't seem to get like weird cravings. Sometimes I'll get like a weird craving where I'm like, I need that right now, and it could be anything random, like a McDonald's or a jam donut or I don't know, whatever. There's nothing that I'm particularly craving every day, like no weird cravings. That's the cheese and pickle sandwich is the only thing I'm like, I need to make sure I've definitely got things in for it because I do enjoy it, and it's like a safe food for me in a sense that it doesn't make me feel sick or give me heartburn or anything like that. Like it doesn't make me feel icky afterwards. Other ones that I'm enjoying are the brunch bars, the Cadbury brunch bars. Again, not a craving, but I'm just really enjoying it, and I tend to have 2 at a time because 1 isn't enough. I think it's because it's like a bit cereal-y, but also dairy milk chocolate, and it's just lovely. So those are the things I'm enjoying. I've gone off crisps a little bit, so if you watch my previous updates, I was really craving any kind of crisps. I still enjoy them, but I just don't like need them as much. I was honestly going through about 5 or 6 packets of prawn cocktail, like Skips or prawn cocktail crisps or Monster Munch a day, and now I'm not really. In fact, I've kind of gone off Monster Munch. It's a bit strong and it's making my heartburn quite bad. That's about it really. Nothing exciting on the cravings front. I wish I was craving things like apples and grapes and things. I'm still enjoying bananas. That's something I'm still enjoying, but not really craving. I couldn't touch them at all in my first pregnancy, but now I can. So that's something healthy that I can have. And the final category is milestone. Starting with the 20-week scan. So we had our 20-week scan at the hospital, and this time Joe could come, which was lovely. And it was just really simple, really easy. I actually had the same is it a sonographer? I don't know what they're called. The same person do the scan as my first one at 12 weeks, so that was really nice, just a bit of consistency there. And we already knew the gender, but he asked if we wanted to know the gender, and I said yes. I pretended I didn't know, and then he forgot, so at the end I was like, oh, the gender, but we could definitely see that she was still a girl. She's definitely a girl, hurrah. Like I said, Joe could come, which was lovely, and just to have that support was great. Nothing else to report, it was just a scan this time. Didn't see anybody afterwards. Just went through all of the like anatomy things, so just checked for things like cleft lip, the brain size, the spine, organs, and everything was really healthy. It was very reassuring. Another huge milestone, which I'm going to talk about now, I was going to do a separate video on it, but I think I'll just keep dipping in and out of it, is the perinatal mental health support that I've been getting. Since the last video, things have really kicked up a gear, and I've been getting a lot of support in preparation for the birth and also dealing with things from the past. So I'll start with the fact that at the 13-week scan, I was referred to the perinatal mental health team and I was accepted. Then at some point, maybe like 15, 16 weeks, I had my first appointment with the perinatal team. I don't know if she's not a midwife or anything. She's trained in like psychology, that kind of thing. So she's called Amanda and she's great, and I've been seeing her. We're alternating at the moment. Every 2 weeks I either get a phone call or a home visit. So I went to visit her initially for my assessment, and then I've since then had 2 phone calls and 2 home visits. So it's been about, what, 6 weeks or something, 6 or 8 weeks. It's just a support at the moment, and we basically just chat and go through things, and she is going to put me in touch with everybody who I need to be put in touch with, including a perinatal CBT therapist, so cognitive behavioural therapy. And I've started that now. I've had 2 sessions on that. Yeah, 2 sessions on that. So I had an initial appointment where we discussed what the treatment was going to be, and then I've had my first kind of proper session. And what we're going to be doing is looking at my low mood, so the depression side of it basically, which kind of never lifted since the birth of my first daughter. So I've never really had depression before. I've had elements of it, but mainly anxiety, and I've had lots of anxiety CBT. But my anxiety is actually under control at the moment, and it is my mood that I have been struggling with, and I don't think the lockdowns have helped. And obviously I was coming out of the postpartum phase, and then I got pregnant again, so I've pretty much been up and down hormones for the past year. But it has been really quite bad since October, and I've had some really low moments. So we're dealing with that, but that's going to be very much kind of me doing the work behind the scenes and then going over it at the beginning of each session. The main part of the sessions are going to be dealing with the birth trauma from Sophia's birth. I will link down my birth story below and go into all of that. I mean, it was a typical first time birth, but I found it very traumatic, and there's definitely elements of trauma there. I was on the threshold, so they ask you these questions and they score you, and I was basically on the cusp of the birth trauma. So it's not too bad, but it's definitely there. And we're gonna try and approach where I try and to help process the trauma, I'm sort of going to transfer it across my brain. I don't know much about it yet. I've still got to do my reading up on it, which I'll do this week, and then I'll get back to you in the next update on it. So that's pretty much the updates from that, and it's been going really well. I already feel my mood is getting better with the things we've been working on, and the sun is shining and lockdown is easing, so that obviously helps. I'm not feeling as anxious this pregnancy, and I think it's because I know I'm getting support. Other things I will be doing with the team is coming up with a mental health birth plan, which is totally different to last time. I didn't have that at all, and that should help drastically, because it's something, a hard copy, like it sounds like quite a meaty document that I can take into the birth with me, I can take to appointments with me, that my doctor gets it, like everybody involved in my care will get it, and it's kind of giving my history, what happened before, what I need, what works for me, what I want with the birth. And I feel like that's really going to give me some confidence going into the birth, because last time I just felt out of control and like I wasn't listened to, and I didn't know I could do any of this kind of mental health plan, otherwise it would have really helped me. So that's something we'll be doing later on in the 3rd trimester. And also she's spoken about, she being Amanda, putting me in touch and connecting with like a nursery nurse, but who works with the perinatal team. So her experience is in like obviously young children and care and things, and we'll meet before the birth and after the birth, and she can help me prepare like with Sophia how to help Sophia transition, for me to bond with the baby because I had issues bonding, and she can help with breastfeeding if that's what I want to do. Basically, she'll be able to help me with all of that, and apparently she's brilliant. Yeah, really positive, feeling really good at the moment. It's definitely better than last time. Most of the time I forget I'm pregnant because I'm running around after a toddler, and then it hits me and I realise that's why I'm so tired. I will now insert a bump shot so you can see my bump update, because she's definitely growing. For watching this pregnancy update. I'll do another one in about 4 weeks, and then I'll be into my second trimester. Then I'll be into my third trimester. How crazy is that? This pregnancy is flying by. I can't believe how fast it's going. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you could hit that subscribe button and join my little family and see how I'm getting on with the pregnancy and life with a toddler and a newborn. That'll be all coming up. And turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss a video. We've also just moved house, so I'm doing lots of home updates at the moment as well. Also, don't forget to check out my Instagram, where I post more of my day-to-day life and play ideas and things like that. I'll see you on the next one, guys. Bye!